watching.
Well, they jumped up 10 years all of a sudden, so if that fantasy is real.
Yeah. Well, so we come back to find Chandler walking around with a gas can.
It was really weird because
Carl. I'm sorry.
You said Chandler. It was fine. Okay.
I was talking about Ross before, so it just threw me off.
Just moved on to Friends, a completely different polar opposite of the show. So I found this weird because, I don't know, just the first thing, I'm noticing these little things that bother me, and I hate it so much that it's gone to this point where, okay, so Chandler, no, I'm kidding. Carl is driving along the freeway. He stops the vehicle for some odd reason, and he ends up being in another part of like where he's supposed to go, and he still has the same gas can. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
I'm okay with it, David.
You're okay with it. That's fine.
I'll tell you why, but you finish your thought.
It's the thing is that, like, I just feel like you don't. They're not showing what I'm criticizing. How it's filmed, what they're showing you.
Yeah.
And this is a reoccurring thing throughout the entire episode. It's what they're not showing. So Carl just comes in, drives, parks. We don't know why he parks. We don't see what's ahead of him, and he ends up in another place. And I'm just saying to myself, like, what kind of structure is this? This is ridiculous. He ends up being at a gas stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's showing him traveling greater distances than we'd want to see. I don't want to see him walking.
He walked all the way from but what I'm seeing,
he's out of gas.
Yeah. What I'm seeing, he parked.
Yeah.
He parked, and he walked quite a while from his vehicle to another place in a short amount of time. That's what I'm seeing. That's the way. It's not. I just feel like it's not sequenced properly. It's not. It's a bit rough.
I mean, didn't he just run out of gas and he had to continue?
I don't know.
Walking?
I don't think so. He parked the car legitimately. There's no indication that he was running out of gas.
Well, maybe the gas indicator.
The fact that you and I are saying maybe this, and that.
Okay,
I'm saying there's
sure.
no clear indication.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not entirely sure of what your hang up on this is, but I think it's the editing, right? The editing.
That's the bottom line. So, like, even just, I'm trying to use basing on the narrative. It's just, okay, this is what I see. I'm like, why? Why doesn't that fit? Why couldn't they just have him drive up to the gas to that gas stop? Why do you have to be at the highway and just not go to the spot where you have to go?
Simplest answer for me is that they are trying to mimic the opening scene we saw with Rick from the first season, because a lot of this looked like a mirror image of everything Rick was doing in the first season when he's walking around with the gas can. He's just, and the editing is kind of similar too, because we'll see him walking through a bunch of dead cars and looking around, seeing stuff scattered all over the place. He ducks down at one point, looks underneath the car when he hears that guy talking. That's the same image of Rick when he did that, just I think the other side.
That's fine. Yeah.
Music.
It didn't look good though.
I didn't have a problem with
I don't know. I'm just like, it's just so weird. I feel like I'm not looking at this like it's the way they're making me look at it. I'm not sitting well with it.
Okay. But they're definitely drawing a comparison between Rick and Carl. Yeah,
here. Probably. I just don't think it's well done. I don't think it's like I mean, if anything, they rushed it more than anything.
I'll give you that. I do think they could have made this a little sweeter.
Yeah, it's not refined properly.
No. All right, I'll give you that. So.
Oh, thank you. Or you'll be giving me Halloween candy soon, so don't worry about it.
You bite your tongue. The only thing you're going to be getting is stale licorice.
Oh God, no way. You're eating that stale licorice. That's your loser's bet. That's the loser's bet.
No,
that's for sure.
So Carl comes across some guy who's rambling on about how someone threw a microwave at him
from a really, really far distance, and still couldn't see him.
He was saying a bunch of stuff. He seemed crazy. I didn't even know if he was actually talking to Carl or just talking to himself. But Rick fires a bunch of warning shots over his head, scares him off. And this upsets Carl. It's like, come on, Dad. I think you gotta trust people.
I think Rick was reasonable here, actually.
Oh yeah, because Carl, this is wartime. It's not time to make friends.
It's like, hey, let's make some diplomacy here.
And Rick's, reasonable too. He's like, oh, shot over his head.
I do like what follows after this, though.
How quickly after?
Well, no, you go on, and I'll
same scene with Rick.
Yeah,
the walker that's walking up.
That's
to
right.
Rick? First episode?
That's right. But I'm thinking this walker's all grown up.
This walker is all grown up. And she's also lost her teddy bear.
That's the first thing that came to me. If they had any similarities from what you were saying before, that was the only one that I could think of.
Okay, well, it definitely drew it to a close. It's like, okay, if you were wondering before if they're trying to draw the similarities, right there, that walker is like the more grown up version of the little girl.
Right. Well, this walker is all grown up. The
little girl got shot in the head, though. So
no, she got back up and grew up.
Okay.
I'm kidding, obviously.
No, I know. Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't make her carry a teddy bear, but I like that.
Maybe some sort of like Raggedy Ann doll or something would have been cool. But I
Yeah.
guess maybe that had rights, copyrights.
And I think we as the audience noticed that, but Rick didn't seem like he noticed at all.
No, it's like
Rick didn't take a pause. He just, well, he's killed so many. But I like that. It was a nice little callback.
yeah, a little bit of a waste of time for militarily for like things they have to go through though.
Sure, but I think it's going to mean more in the bigger picture.
We'll see.
But in the moment, yeah, for sure, not really worth it. Did you? No. So we see now different people taking out the saviors at various posts. They have a platform up in a tree.
Right.
This place called the Neighborhood, the Pays Industrial Research. Is that
Right.
it?
All this coming from Dwight's notes to Daryl.
Yes, that's where it came from. Sorry, didn't really understand where it came from. And also the overgrown roadhouse. That happened a little bit later, but I'll talk about it now. Rick kills a guy.
Oh god!
Punches him in the stomach, knocks him out, and then
No, he didn't punch him. He stabbed him.
It definitely to me sounded like he stabbed him.
Okay.
But then when the guy just kept like crawling around holding his stomach, I didn't see any blood.
But that caters to what I was saying before, laziness.
Okay.
So-
Because I thought Rick was, after having dealt with Carl, kind of felt a little bad and was like, they don't all have to die. So he was just going to knock him out.
I don't know.
And then as soon as he said, your boy's going to die, he's like, cut the chain on the walker, let him eat him
to go
up.
really back and forth like that. I know we're talking about we criticized Rick.
Oh, I don't want to
back
see him do it again.
Yeah.
I want to see killing Rick until the end of Rick.
Let's have that moment of empathy. Just be like, okay, wait, we're not even there yet. So let's get there and we'll talk about it. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, he probably stabbed him because why wouldn't he? Why would you not stab this guy?
Really hard punch to the stomach, and he's not going to get up and just start in agony.
All right, you're right. Yeah, I'm going to say you're right about that. Now we have a moment between Rick and Father Gabriel.
Sorry.
And this moment between Rick and Father Gabriel, the first of many, I think, mentions of this. And this is why I think AMC is planning that big restructure, not only because their contracts are up soon and there's talk of them wanting to leave.
I think there's a lot of that involved, but yeah.
So much of that after the season. So Gabe at this point says, now there's the meaning within the show, but I find it's less important as the meaning of the bigger picture here. Mm-hmm. When Gabe is saying to Rick, it all starts with one person. And Rick says that it isn't about him. And Gabe says that he's right, that Rick made it that way. So now stay with me on this just a little bit. But
yeah, because it does.
Rick's just kind of like passing the torch. He's like, guys, everyone who's watching The Walking Dead, it's not about me. Like when I leave, keep watching because I'm getting out of here. I'm getting off of this show, and it's not about me. I may have made it. I made it that way. AMC made it that way by not putting Rick in 5 episodes at a time, focusing on Tara.
There's a good chance that it may be it.
There's something. It goes on a little more. There's a scene with Michonne and Carl after that I felt was really hitting me over the head with a baseball bat.
Oh, that, yeah. It could cater to the fact that, like, the reason why we're seeing this old man Rick is because, I don't know, they're trying to have their own spin-off of Old Man Logan. No, kidding.
Oh, yeah. Old Man Rick.
No, they'll never pull that off. You have to have it in black and white and done properly. But
sure. There was something very final about his scenes in this episode and his goodbyes to Michonne and Carl.
Which was, okay, you're about to go about Carl and Michonne somehow, for some reason, staying behind from the action.
Yeah.
Why? Like, can you conjure up some sort of theory? Because you're good at conjuring up theories.
Writing some fan fiction in my head.
There you go.
Conjure what up? What do you want?
Okay, I can understand Michonne staying behind. I'm guessing not much time has gone by since the battle, and even though she looks fully recovered, she's not entirely recovered. And same thing with Rosita. Mm-hmm. But why is Carl staying behind?
All right, I'm going to answer that question, as far as I know, in just a second.
Yeah.
Because everybody is prepping for the battle at the sanctuary. We got that. They're heading out. That's why Rick's saying goodbye to everybody.
Exactly.
For all those people who don't watch the show and just listen to the podcast for no reason.
That's right.
We also get to see a very short scene with Jude.
Oh yeah, she grew up like within 2 days.
Yeah, what was she, like 4 now? She looks like she's 4. Maybe?
I don't understand why they just don't keep on recasting. What's the problem? The shows do that. You recast when time has to stay still.
Yeah, you recast until a certain point, and then you can't recast because they don't look like babies anymore.
Exactly.
You could have definitely recast like 20 Judes.
Yeah, I don't understand why that's overlooked. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just
well, I feel like it's.
It's the contract.
There's definitely things. No, there's definitely things that are overlooked concerning the child.
Right.
But I'll get to that in a minute. I feel like they do want her to look that age. I feel like they want to show time
Well, I feel
passing.
like they just want to keep the same actress.
Sure, I don't know if she's making that many demands. I mean, maybe she wants like a
No,
warm
her
bottle
agent
at
is obviously
nap time, but and chalk, brightly colored chalk.
Her agent probably does. She wants that like color chop. I'm just trying to say is that like I don't know why. I just don't know why they don't care. Like why would you like continuity? Just why just what to hell with continuity.
But I think it's unfair for us to say that
Is it?
they are not following continuity, because really, as long as they are not making any glaring mistakes, I don't know how much time has actually passed. This might have been a year's worth of time. Crazy to think it might have been. I mean,
obviously, because you have Rosita still with the wound, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I
no.
take back my year thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I just had
But
to
still, that's why they don't show Jude for so long, so that when they do show her, they can
Why
use
are
her
you
at any
nitpicking
age.
as always? It's Judith. No one in the show called her Jude or Judy. Just Judith.
It did sound really weird to me this whole time calling her Jude.
You maybe listened to the Beatles maybe before I got here, but
Thank you, because it sounded strange to me. So Judith, okay. Rick and Michonne shake hands and say goodbye.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
They embraced Matthew.
No, in the version I saw, they shook hands, and it was very cordial and not disgusting.
Now, please answer my inquiry.
Okay, Rick and Carl hug. Rick says that this is the end of it. This being episode 1, I doubt it, but I do think we'll see Rick again. But he says this is the end of it. It ends here, and then he goes off. And I think it's one on a tactical level. You don't want to send all your best troops to the front lines, because this could be a suicide mission. Mm-hmm. They hope it goes well. That's why they're keeping everybody separated. Like we got Daryl, Carol, Morgan,
but they're all
and
doing
Tara.
something. They're
all doing something, but they're not with Rick.
Right.
And then you got to keep people back at Alexandria, because that's what they're fighting for. You abandon Alexandria, you're just out on the road again. You're hunting people for sport.
Fair. Why didn't Enid stay?
Yes, Enid did go out.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, he's way more useful to be out there with them than to him babysit Alexandria. I feel like Carl's proven enough for him to take care of himself, because he started the firefight on the last one and did a pretty good job saving a bunch of Alexandrians.
Yeah.
And Alexandrians, and now it's just like, okay, no, you stay behind. And I don't understand how he gladly accepts this. This doesn't make any sense to me. And just to disband your theory even further,
okay,
what they had planned and what they ended up doing and that we're going to end up talking about, like, it wouldn't have made a difference if Carl stayed behind or he didn't.
Sure, unless things went really poorly, and Rick doesn't want to jeopardize Carl.
But you can't. I mean, like,
I know he's his own man. He's getting older, and you know what? Carl's getting older too, because he's not complaining. He's not arguing.
Yeah,
he's listening to what he needs to be.
This doesn't
done.
cater to the story of how Carl's development should be. He should be there, seeing thick through thin, like no matter what. That's part of the story suits it better for Carl to be there, and I don't know why they have that decision where Carl accepts the fact he has to stay behind in Alexandria.
Well, Rick already almost lost him to Negan once.
Almost.
Last season sneaking away.
He almost lost everybody.
Yeah, I know.
At this point, but then he says, he has this speech that they almost want. If you're so arrogant, bring Carl along. Don't have this insecurity.
He trusts Carl. He trusts Michonne. I don't think he trusts Rosita. He's got to leave some people back.
Some people, he left injured people. Carl is among the injured people. Like, it's
sure, yeah.
I mean, if anything, it's more of a slap in the face.
Anyway, as a father,
I suppose.
If I were a father, especially to Carl in this situation, I would not want him by my side when I'm doing something dangerous. I would definitely want to leave him in the more
so have him go with
safer
Daryl.
place.
Have him go with Tara.
That's not safe.
Have him crew out with Tara and Carol.
It's not safe.
I think it's just his penance that he was about to help somebody and you just scared him off by firing his gun. That's all it was.
Well, yeah,
Maybe
think
that's
because
what
he
is.
sees it like Carl's still not ready, because he's still way too trustworthy. He's gonna get himself killed.
It's funny, you see Carl being too trustworthy at this point. Then like several seasons ago when he was with Herschel, they had a kid at gunpoint and he just ended up shooting the kid instead of actually having him surrender.
Yeah,
remember that scene? And it's just like, well, your boy actually shot an unarmed boy. Well, it's like, well, you know what? Let's forget about that part of Carl now.
He wasn't even unarmed. He had a gun.
They disarmed him though.
Okay,
they disarmed him, and then he shot him.
Yeah, but he was. He wasn't totally
disarmed. He was lowering his gun, and then Carl shot him anyway.
Yeah, well, he looked super suspicious.
He did look suspicious, but at that point, he had time to basically. To judge if he was going to end up turning the gun on them and to shoot him before.
Look, Carl can kill all the kids in the world.
Well,
and
Rick's not letting him right now. Rick's not letting him right now.
Yeah. All right, but this is the scene. Carl says to Michonne, "I know you wanted to go with him. I did too." Are they talking about going to Negan's place, or are they talking about getting off this show? I know you want to get out of your contract, but we got to stay. We got to stay behind.
I